The next statements we have on the order of the paper this morning are from the Minister of National Security. Minister, would you like to do your first statement?
If it pleases you, Mr. Speaker.
Continue.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Speaker, I am pleased to advise this Honorable House with reference to the government's progress in the area of cybersecurity. Mr. Speaker, it is no secret that Bermuda is working hard to solidify its place in the global innovation space. The government's recent announcements have made it clear that Bermuda is well on its way to being the epicenter for the global fintech ecosystem. We've also made it clear that as a leading fintech jurisdiction, we cannot properly lead without a strong technology education infrastructure. Bermuda has indeed secured commitments to build such an infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, a leading fintech jurisdiction also cannot properly lead without robust cybersecurity posture, which underpins all efforts in technology and the innovation space. And Mr. Speaker, Bermuda once again is making firm strides towards leveraging industry-leading standards. We are developing the bespoke tools that will help us meet the 2017 Throne Speech, and the pledge was to include the development of a national cybersecurity strategy. Cybersecurity is a priority for the government because of Bermuda's undeniable progress towards achieving this ambition in the fintech space. Another reason why cybersecurity is so important, it's simply because the island is home to the world's leading financial and reinsurance sectors, and because its organizations are entrusted with highly valuable information. Safeguarding that information and the systems that hold it, securing our the critical national infrastructure is vital to Bermuda's reputation as an internationally trusted blue-chip jurisdiction. Having a robust cybersecurity strategy not only supports fintech, but it also supports a key component to our national strategy in disaster management, ensuring our position as a premier jurisdiction in risk management. Mr. Speaker, to craft a solid cybersecurity strategy, Bermuda is working with the Commonwealth Telecommunications Organization, or the CTO. The CTO has an extensive, in-depth experience working with numerous countries, specifically with their governments, ministries, regulatory authorities, and private sector stakeholders on national cybersecurity strategies, regulatory frameworks, regulatory and operational capacity building, and much more. The CTO is a valuable partner in the exercise that Bermuda is undertaking and is adding much benefit to the process. The CTO came to Bermuda in March of this year, Mr. Speaker, to assist the Department of ICT Policy and Information and Cybersecurity and the Cybersecurity Working Group. They conducted consultation workshops with a number of individuals and entities who are active in frequently leading the local sector information and communication technology, especially organizations considered to be an integral part of Bermuda's critical national infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, during that phase, the IPI and the stakeholders that I previously mentioned, they evaluated Bermuda's current cybersecurity posture and identified relevant gaps, challenges, and opportunities relative to cybersecurity. This is a critical component of strategic planning in combination with the work of the Cybersecurity Working Group, provided the framework for Bermuda's draft cybersecurity strategy. Mr. Speaker, after more extensive consultations led by the IPI and the Cybersecurity Working Group, the draft Bermuda cybersecurity strategy has been enhanced to accurately reflect the needs and aspirations of this jurisdiction. The CTO is now back on island to conduct a validation exercise of the key components of the Bermuda strategy. This week, several stakeholder workshops and sessions have taken place. The process has ensured that the strategy is robust and takes into consideration the island's unique strengths and ambitions. Mr. Speaker, this is not the end of the process. Because of the primordial importance of the exercise, and because of the solid cybersecurity strategy, what the solid cybersecurity strategy is meant to underpin the country's strides forward, we are working to ensure that all of the stakeholders who wish to be involved in this island-wide effort have their say. A consultation survey will therefore be put out for public consideration. It will be available electronically, and its input can be provided via the survey tool. An email can be sent to cybersecurity@gov.bm, or physical submissions can be made to the Department of ICT Policy and Information on the 3rd floor in the Government Administration Building. The draft strategy will be finalized as it takes into consideration the input received. In closing, Mr. Speaker, cybersecurity is an imperative for our jurisdictional reputation and our well-being. We are committed to delivering a comprehensive plan which addresses the risks to this connected world. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.